gold, right?
We are doing gold.
Okay. Hi, we're here. We're doing gold.
Raven Kennedy's gold.
Finally.
We're almost at Goldfinch.
I'm Christine.
I'm Jamie.
I feel like it's taken us a long time to get to gold.
Yeah.
We kept delaying this because it was taking us so long to read it. I think we overestimated our ability to read an 800-page book.
Yeah, we did. And just so busy.
Yeah, let's just talk about how busy we are again.
Yeah. I mean, our brother's in town, so that took up two evenings for me to visit with him. So I blame him.
Yes, let's blame him because he's never going to listen to this. So it's your fault.
Yeah.
How
dare you visit, even though I tell you to do it more.
Even though we never see you. We savor it. No, but you're cutting into our reading time. Yeah. How dare you?
Well, we should have asked him to come over tonight and he could have sat in the corner and don't speak.
He wouldn't be able to do that.
No, absolutely not.
No. Anyway, we're reading Gold by Raven Kennedy, which means, yes, like you said, we are almost at Goldfinch. We have received our Goldfinch books in the mail, and they are ready to go, but we have to talk about this one first.
Yeah, which is pretty much torture.
Mm-hmm.
Just...
But I'm also glad because I have forgotten so much. Oh, you know what? You have definitely forgotten so much because you didn't realize that there was a drink that...
Yeah, well, that was more... a specific detail of the drink that I really didn't think about.
The flowers?
Yeah.
Yeah. In this book, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Auren lands on the blue flowers, and it's
a big part of the first book, and it's connected to Saira Turley and Anwen. Would have been a perfect theme, but
we could have called it Sarah's Sea and done a blue drink, but no.
I chose to do cerulean blue for the caves.
I mean, that was still cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to do something different today. But before that, we decided to chat about autobiographies because that is something I've been reading lately, which is different.
Yeah.
Or at least I thought it was different, and then I put some thought into it, and I was like, oh, maybe I've read more autobiographies in my life than I thought.
Yeah. I mean, I did just have a friend who I was trying to get to read just Fourth Wing.
Right.
And she's like, well, I can't because she was reading Matthew Perry's autobiography.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, well, when you're done that, read it. She's like, well, I'm really into autobiographies now. I said, what are you reading next? Mike the Situation wrote one.
I saw that one too. I was tempted.
She's like, I have to read that first. I was like, okay.
She doesn't know. She hasn't been hooked by Fourth Wing yet. So let's just give her some.
She has started though, so I'm excited for her.
Wait, she started the book?
Fourth Wing, she started.
Okay,
yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, she got off the autobiography train.
So the ones that I read lately, Tom Felton's.
Oh, right.
Now, off the top of my head, I'm trying to. Oh, Beyond the Wand. It's called. I liked it. There were parts that were like, meh, and there were other parts that were great.
Yeah, I like him.
He did a lot of Harry Potter, which I think just he knows his audience, right? Yeah. So a lot of Harry Potter.
He's great on TikTok for that stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But then he did a lot of just his personal life, and he went to rehab, and there was a lot of... I know, I didn't know that. So there was a lot of part of it that I didn't know or think I would like, and that I really liked it.
Which also, if you haven't, there is a documentary about, I'm forgetting his name, but the stunt double on Harry Potter.
Yes,
that was also around their same age, was injured on set and completely paralyzed neck down. It's really, really good if you're into Harry Potter, just even to watch that. And it does have he's in it, Daniel Radcliffe. I feel like it's almost autobiographical documentaries. Yeah. Same thing, but it's very, very interesting, and they still do a fundraising thing every year, and Tom Felton always goes, and
yeah, I think him and Daniel Radcliffe lead the teams, and they play, and he talks about that as well. Yeah, so that was a good one, but I did realize that there's some autobiographies, especially when the person is not really a writer.
Yeah,
where it's I read it and I'm rating it, and I'm like, okay, this isn't super good writing or anything, right? The people who are gonna like this are people who are interested in it. If someone is not interested in Harry Potter and reading this, they're gonna be like, you know what I mean? But if you're interested in it, it's a good book.
I've just clicked into one that I read. I guess he didn't write it though. It's not really, it's just more of a biography. Okay, wait. Now I need to look it up. No, it's a biography, not an autobiography. Never mind.
What is it?
It's the Steve Jobs biography. Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. I read years ago, and it was very well done. It was very good, but not an autobiography and not what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, technically.
Right? It was just, I mean, he had died at that point, so he couldn't write it.
Right.
But very, very interesting. I also have the RuPaul one that I received and paid more for it to be signed.
And you still haven't read it.
No,
How dare you?
I know. I love RuPaul. But I think also, like, I can remember being in Florida with you. So this was like early 20s when we went as a family. Our parents finally took us to Disney.
Which was a very long time ago.
Yes, it was. And you were reading Tina Fey Bossy Pants.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I think after that, I kind of got into those. But like and then you were saying like on my
female
shelf.
Comedians.
Yeah.
Yes, because I didn't think I read many autobiographies, and then I started looking on your shelf, and I was like, oh wait, I probably have read a bunch of because there's the Bossy Pants one, there's the one by Amy Poehler, there's the one by Sarah Silverman. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've read all
Mindy
those.
Kaling.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling.
Yeah. I've also read Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen. He has a couple. I haven't read the second one. His I liked because it was just, every chapter was just like a random different story with a famous person. So it was interesting. Like lots of with Anderson Cooper, obviously, which I liked. Another one was that Brain on Fire.
Oh.
Which I guess still randomly will think about that book, but that's technically an autobiography.
Yeah, is that put in the autobiography category, though?
I mean, she writes it. It's about her life. So
yeah,
I feel
it's her
like
story.
It would. Yeah.
No, that was a really good one. That was a random one I got in the airport one day when we were stuck in the airport, and I started reading it.
So good.
Yeah.
I will think about that at least once a year, that book. Brain
on Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the other one I read recently, and I know this is really niche, but it's Jill by Jill Duggar, who was from the TV show 19 Kids and Counting on TLC. So if you were ever a fan of that show, like I was just talking about, if you are a fan of The Thing, this is a good book to read.
Yeah.
I liked it because Jill has like a complicated relationship with her family, and you learn the behind the scenes and what her process was in terms of like creating boundaries with her family. Like I almost like when she went through the time in her life where she was creating boundaries, it was so huge that I was almost like, yes, like that's what I was like reading it. And it was so neat to see her do that with her dad, and then just learn a few of the things that she was concerned about in terms of making the show. The reason I had read it is because I did watch a documentary that was not about her, but it was about the church that they had belonged to.
Oh, okay.
That was really fucked up.
Yeah.
And she had done some interviews for that documentary, but it wasn't about her.
Oh, okay.
And so it just made me more interested. Like, oh, they were part of this church that did some really messed up things, and the leader ended up being charged for, like...
okay, well, now I definitely want to watch that.
Abuse and assault and things like that, so...
Do you remember what it was called?
I think it was on Amazon Prime. I just got really into, like, religious and cult documentaries for a time, so I found that one, and I have no idea what it's called. But if you just look up, like, what the church is that the Duggars were a part of, and then look up the document, like, that, then it will... But learning that, because none of that was on TLC, right? The church that they were a part of and all of that. So it made me interested, like, oh, okay, we didn't know any of that watching the show. We just thought this was, like, a happy family, so...
I also remember Chelsea Handler. I've read all of her books.
Oh, yeah.
Love her books.
Hers are, like, fun stories.
Yeah. Her last one was, like, more serious.
Okay, yes.
I think that was, like, when she had started to go to therapy.
It was a mix.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that one. I have read Khloe Kardashian's. She did kind of like a book. Not really, kind of.
How was it kind of a book?
It was, I feel like she's not obviously, like, delving, like, too much into things. But it was also, like, a body book. Like, when she first started discovering, like, when she was going through, like, the Lamar stuff, she started to work out a lot to get out her anxieties. And it's, a lot of what's in there is stuff you already knew. So it wasn't really anything that stuck with me. I'm just trying to remember.
So you highly recommend.
Yeah, I don't. I also read Holly Madison's. I remember reading that. Which I actually did like that.
That was probably good.
It was very interesting.
And if you don't know who that is Hugh Hefner's former girlfriend who was on The Girls Next Door TV show when they did the reality show.
And I loved that reality show.
Yeah, but there's some darkness there.
Yeah.
You gotta be with this weird old man.
Just ignore the part where they're with an old man. All three of them.
The other recent one was the Prince Harry one.
Ooh, right. You're so classy.
And, okay, I was gonna say, I was like, all of the autobiographies, if someone is like an autobiography fan, or just like someone who is into like intellectual shit, they're like, these are the autobiographies, girls. These are the ones you chose. Yes.
Hey, Steve Jobs, that was
good for you.
Yeah.
These are the ones we choose, and I'm proud of it. But I did read Prince Harry's, and I liked it. I guess I had some criticisms, but like, if you watch the documentary on Harry and Meghan on Netflix, if you enjoyed that, you'll probably enjoy this. Or if you're a fan of like Princess Diana and the boys during that time when she was being stalked and then her death, and if you want to know background on that, he goes in depth about him and Prince William growing up and being a part of that, and his mother's death, and like the pain and the so much more.
I feel like his would be good to.
So if you're a fan.
Now I really want to look at the autobiographies I have up there. I think I have a lot I haven't read. Like I do have Michelle Obama's.
You didn't read Michelle Obama's yet?
No, Mom gave it to me. She read it and liked it. And then I have one, and it's called I'll Drink to That. Okay, so it's called I'll Drink to That. It's by Betty Hallbrick. She's in her 80s now, but she spent nearly 40 years at the luxury store Bergdorf Goodman, or Bergdorf's, I guess. Legendary personal shopper. It just seemed really, really interesting, and I still want to read it, but I bought it like 5 years ago, and it's sitting there. She just seemed
like a lady behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many I still want to actually.
Well, there's so many books in the world.
Why can't we just be paid to live and read?
But if you all have autobiographies that you like and think we should read.
Like, what is your best biography read?
Yes.
It does not have to be a famous person.
Yeah, we only do celebrities.
Now you reminded me how many I have to read on my bookshelf.
You're welcome. Yeah. Does that give you anxiety?
Yep, sure does.
Okay, perfect. So let's have some alcohol. Tell us what you have made for us.
Okay. So I have made what is called a dark and stormy. My reasoning, number one, like Slade is real dark and stormy in this first half.
I feel like this explanation is going to be a journey.
And then Malina's journey, like they're in like a snowstorm. You know what I mean?
It's not dark and stormy, but it's definitely, you get into the snowstorm for sure.
And then one of my...
Oh, but they are traveling in the shadows.
Yeah, see? Dark.
Yep.
Okay. And then one of my favorite parts of this whole series is, which we are going to go over, when Auren kind of comes out to defend the town. And when they start that part, it's pouring rain. And so just like the image in my mind when this like big moment kind of happens for her. Dark and stormy. And then you suggested calling it Slade's heart.
Yeah, because his heart is rotting and it's black.
Yeah, so I think it's dark and stormy right now because of everything.
What is dark and stormy? His heart?
Yeah, his heart, his life. He's in a real dark place. So I thought it went well. So it is. There's also like other versions, if you look it up, where you can make different, some are like with apple cider or some with, like there's peach ones and stuff. But this is just like the OG simple one.
OG dark and stormy?
Yeah, just 2 ounces of dark rum, 3 ounces of ginger beer. It says a twist of fresh lime. I just put some lime juice in it because I thought that was weird, because then it also said lime slice as a garnish.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
It's just rum and ginger beer?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you trying to do to us?
I don't know.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Probably watered down at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely watered down. I like it.
I feel like if it wasn't so watered down, I would taste the rum more.
Yeah, I don't really taste the rum as much.
Burning my throat.
It's a ginger beer.
Yeah, it's the ginger.
That's why I was kind of nervous about ginger beer, because the ginger beer always does that, and then I kind of panic thinking I'm having an allergic reaction.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say you're not having an allergic reaction, but I don't want to give medical advice on this podcast. I want to taste it without the ice.
Yeah, I feel like it would taste better. I did have one in Halifax, and it was more strong.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make another one. I feel like I can't judge it right now.
No. Okay, we'll do that.
Because I just taste ginger beer
yeah.
and water. We'll come back and tell you how it actually was. I'm so sorry that you didn't get the full effect, but I feel like it's going to be really good.
Well, we can take a break at some point, too, and just I'll make a quick little one.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. So...
it's promising, though.
Yeah,
it's promising.
Right?
What are you going to call it?
Slade's Heart.
Slade's Heart.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that was on the fly. You're welcome. Okay, let's get into part 1 of Gold.
Woo! Find me in another life. Find me in the mall.
Every end is also a beginning.
I thought I was going to die, and would have if it weren't for Slade. The only way he could save me was to open a rip between the worlds. The only way for me to save myself was to go through it.
Sometimes fleeing one dangerous place just brings you to another.
Anwen.
The realm of the Fae.
There is magic and beauty here, though around every corner, threats lurk.
But I'm a threat too.
I'm not a girl in a gilded cage anymore, and no one is going to stop me from finding my way back to Slade.
But returning home means facing danger and secrets. So I have to burn bright enough to light my own way.
Or else I might be swallowed by the dark. Dark and stormy.
Da, da, da. You're really trying to push us dark and stormy. I feel like there's some... You regret the blue flowers.
Yeah, kind of just a little bit upset about it. Because it was such like a gift, like...
An obvious one. But...
Yeah, and then I was just struggling. Hey, wait, hang on.
Who are you calling?
Fantastic. My dog groomer just called.
Yeah, well, stop for the dog groomer. Carlos needs to be pretty.
Yeah, he's missed some.
But he's always pretty. He's always pretty.
Such a handsome boy. Oh, the opening line. When you feel swallowed by the dark, may you become your own light.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Because at some point she stops looking. No, she doesn't stop looking for Slade, but she starts to go like, okay, I need to find myself.
Oh, it's like she's hurt. I feel like she's still like hurting constantly that they've been ripped apart, but she's also like, maybe I just need to go through this to...
Yeah, it's like they need to do this, but it's like really hard to watch.
My first thing I have written down is I miss them so much.
Oh, yeah, and we said this last episode when you started reading this book and texting me and be like, yeah, but they're gonna... They're apart, but they're gonna come back right? They're gonna come back together, right?
And I think like halfway through you finally told me, you're like, it's not happening.
Just be patient, Jamie. Yeah. Just be patient.
How long could this last for?
But we do open with Saira Turley's story. So we did get some of that, which I feel like we hadn't talked about. I think we got some of...
kind of like touched on it.
We got some of Auren's version of what she knew of Sarah's story, but we actually get Sarah's story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we open with. We just kind of get an understanding of her coming to Anwen, and I think that's to mirror, obviously, Auren falling into Anwen. But at Saira Turley, when she finally crosses the bridge, she says, so yes, I was scared to fall, but without falling, I would never have landed, and what a beautiful thing it was to land.
Also, another tattoo quote.
It really Kennedy is.
Stop.
It really is.
Or I'm just going to turn into one of those people with words everywhere in my house.
But I think that is such a beautiful quote because I think that's such a common experience for people where you just get like stuck and it's like, okay, well, if you want to experience anything, whatever it is, you have to take the risk.
Yeah.
And you might not get to where you want to be, but you're not going to get there if you just like stay where you are.
Yeah, and just remain terrified.
Yeah. Auren lands in, I never thought of how I said it until right now, Gazelle?
I
Giesel.
think, in my mind, I say gazelle.
Giesel.
I don't know.
I like Giesel. Just kidding.
I hate it.
And she lands in the flowers, the beautiful flowers.
Guess what's back?
What? Oh, her ribbons.
Her ribbons are back. And as she's falling, I think it says something like she could feel her dress like shredding behind her. But then when she finally does land, she realizes her ribbons are back.
Oh, I don't know why I forgot.
I know, I was just looking at your notes. I was like, how do you not have that in there? I have it like in big letters.
Not that I forgot. I just, at the beginning, like, yeah.
Yeah. So
they're not back to life.
No.
But they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She feels obviously so happy about it.
Yeah.
She's like, that was like a part of me that was missing. And I love that she kind of came back home to Anwen and then they came back to her.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yep.
Now, we do get to meet all these new characters, which is really fun.
Yes.
So we get to meet Nanette. We get to meet Estelia. And
I say, what did I say?
Estelia? Estelia and Thursel.
I love when she lands, though. All of a sudden, there's just people around, and they're like, "Welcome, Lady Auren," or she's like, "How the fuck do you know me?"
Liari Olvir.
Yeah, I was like, "How are we going to say that?" The golden one gone, the broken winged bird. So everyone knows. She pretty much lands, falls, and everyone is like, knows who she is, which is wild.
Yeah. So in this first quarter of the book, we get to know so many things that Auren didn't know, which obviously is incredibly overwhelming, right? Like, she learns that she is the last heir of the Turleys, who ruled for so many years amongst the Fae and in
Saira Turley.
That's so fun.
Right? It is so fun. I do love, I just have in here, Jesus, I just forgot to say how to say her name now. Estelia, when she first wakes up, and the whole part that she says, I was like, wow, that is a lot of information to wake up to, because she's pretty much telling her about the king and the guard, all the stuff that's happening, and she's just like, what? Where?
Yeah, everyone's like, what's happening? So we learned that all the Turleys have gold. That was one of the things.
Yes. And another thing that is a trait of the Turleys is the rounded ears.
Oh, yeah, because Saira Turley is Orient.
Yeah.
So, I think it said that her mom had gold eyes and that Saira had gold hair.
Yeah, and then her grandmother had gold lips.
Ooh, that's the best one.
Right? That's
Or which one would you want?
Probably gold eyes, because I would really want to mix up my lipstick choices.
Yeah. Even the gold hair, I was like, I don't know what complexion that would go good with.
Anyways.
One of the things that was super cute was Estelia and Thursel's relationship. I thought they were really cute.
Yes.
They're really nice. Nanette was wonderful.
I have just a part with Nanette quotes.
That's who I want to be as an old lady.
Yes. I absolutely loved her. I also kind of wrote at one point, because she kept just saying these funny things. I'm like, she kind of reminds me of how Auren would be when she's old.
Oh, that is such a good point.
She has this sassy personality.
Okay, what's your Nanette quotes?
Okay. Danger, she scoffs. What's life without a bit of that? Auren says to her, you're sugarcoating it. I always did have a sweet tooth. When they're about to start the battle, and she's like, there's a time for subtle and a time to kick him in the balls. I stopped myself and didn't write down all of them. Yeah, but she just had so many, everything she said. I loved her support for her and everything. She's like, okay, fine, you want to do it, we'll do it, and I'm going to come in the back of this carriage with you and hide with you. Yeah. And even, when Lauren wants to go see if Slade's arrived, every single day, she's like, I'll go with you. Even probably she's like, girl, you're crazy. Nobody's there. Okay,
I called it the showdown in the town square.
Ooh.
Because it really was.
Oh, it was 100%. Ooh, okay, one thing. I did like that they had a song. I have no idea what tune this would be to. It's also a really, dark song.
Oh, you get to make it up.
Our little son couldn't be found. Gilda Girl Turley gone with the blue. Oh, horrible tune. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Our little son couldn't be found. Gilda Girl Turley gone with the blue.
Sing it.
Our little son couldn't be found. Gilda Girl Turley gone with the blue. He always... Oh, no. Did I not write down the whole thing?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It just didn't highlight it. Okay. Okay, that was not the song. That was the very end of the song, so it sounded exciting.
Jesus.
Okay. It's...
The darkness fell onto Brio, but it wasn't just night that came. A scourge came to beat, an army to rout the city rubbled and maimed.
And though due morning dawn came, a terrible truth arose too. Our little son couldn't be found. Gilded girl Turley gone with the blue.
That's how they sang it, right?
Yep. I was like, that's a horrible song. It's so depressing.
I was gonna say maybe we should sing it to the tune of Wheels on the Bus, but that might have been darker.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we can continue.
Anyway, back to the town square. This is like the Worm and Akatar scene for me. This town square scene for Auren. It is the kick-ass, going beyond what I think this lead can do. Mm-hmm. She uses her gold in a lot of different ways that we haven't seen her do.
The first thing that she did, I was just so impressed when she took like a tiny little bit of gold because she saw one of the soldiers he had a shield stopping the rain.
Yeah.
And was able to like go and it went up his pant leg. So she's like, okay, like I know it's not all around. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Hanging out with the army did you good.
Yeah.
At first I was like, what are you doing with this stupid little ball?
Yeah, she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So she uses her gold like a whip to grab the stone sword away from Thursel's neck. And the, what do you call him? The soldier, he says, "Who dares interfere with crown justice?"
I fucking do. Tosses her hood back.
And then a different scene. So he says, "You'll pay for that."
I'm made of gold. I can afford it.
Yeah, so she's funny.
So yeah, see her and Nanette,
she's kicking ass and she's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Nanette's funny, but it's also serious.
But she does kick ass, and it's fucking awesome.
It's really great.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, she's just one woman showing up these men with their stone swords who are
destroying businesses.
Yeah,
killing people, being really rude.
Super rude.
Yeah.
Even more rude is someone murdering Nanette.
The rudest.
But she's still funny while it's happening. She says, "Typical. Things just start to get interesting, and then this." She's just like disappointed as if like someone just canceled her plans. Right? You know? She's like, "Oh, come on."
And the last thing she does say is remember to listen, because she was always on Auren about listening.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But she does say this, and Auren does then reference it later when she's on the road.
Yeah, rather than just hearing.
Mm-hmm. Another one I want to mention before we continue, Auren does try and help with cooking again.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly just really awful. I don't think she should try it. And at one point, she goes, and you know what? Toast is hard.
Well, she is doing it over a fire, so I can't judge.
Yes, but it was like it went through a bunch of different things, and she's just not good at it. Like everything he had her doing, it was just a really like fun, cute. Like it would be one of those like montage moments in a movie of her trying to do all these things, and she'd be like,
and
it's very like
"Fuck off, Auren."
Yeah, it reminded
me. Get out of here.
Very like I Love Lucy.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I was too intense with that.
Yeah. I could see him just be like rolling his eyes, but like laughing and then putting his hands on his hips.
Yeah. But it also gives me a little bit of anxiety because I'm like, oh, they're actually, I think, running a business and they're like cooking for other people and you're like fucking up their soup. So later, when Auren is talking to Emily, she thinks grief isn't based on someone's length of presence, it's based on the impact of their actions. And then Emily says out loud to Auren, "Some people are in your life for a short moment, like a shooting star, quick and short, but they light up a part of you for a second and their brightness lingers even after they're gone." And we're going to talk about Emily later.
Yeah, but I just did the Auren's part. I remember highlighting the first time around, and I just was like, that is such a great way.
Don't discount your pain and your grief because of the length of time or whatever. It's you who gets to decide what impact they had on your heart.
Yeah. Because there is, I think, and so many people do feel that even if you were only, I guess, friends like a certain amount of time and not friends for any reason anymore, but you don't.
Or there's like there's parameters around it.
Yeah.
That
or like when you were younger,
you're not allowed to be that sad.
Yeah, because you're like, I wasn't that close to them, or I didn't know them that long, or yeah.
I did love at the end of this scene when Auren ends up gilding the road, though.
Yes, that she controlled her and there is a part of Slade's magic in there now.
Yeah.
That she has to control, but how she did kind of ungild things and then re-gild it to make a beautiful road.
Yeah. So they'll have that, and they'll remember her.
And what I'm thinking is that Slade's going to get there, and then he's going to see the road.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Maybe.
It's going to happen,
my God,
guys.
I didn't even think of that.
That he's going to somehow get there, and he's going to see where she landed, and then the gilded road.
This is a good moment, because we're never good predictors, and this is not a podcast where we're like, here's all the evidence. We're going to put it together for you, because we are...
sleuths.
What?
I don't know.
What are sleuths?
You know, like mini investigators, aren't they?
I don't...
Did I make that word up?
Pull out your phone. What would we do without Google?
No, I don't know.
I don't think that's what it means.
Sleuth. A person who investigates a crime, a detective.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I just learned something.
And I taught it.
Sleuth. I thought I was a smart person. I'm not. But that's not this podcast. We don't...
No, we don't do theories and...
We're not doing theories. We're not doing that stuff. We're just doing our honest emotional reactions. So when we get a prediction, it's really big for us. And Jamie, I think you're onto something.
Right. Can't wait to find out.
Okay, let's go to Slade, because this... I did criticize him, I think, in a different episode where I was like, you're not really a villain. You're like... I mean, we called Resend villain light, but like, okay, you're a villain, but I haven't seen a lot of evidence for it.
Yeah.
Now, this book gives a lot of evidence,
right?
And I'm loving it for Slade. He's in a lot of pain and he's angry, but we got a lot of villain.
I love it.
Scenes.
Yeah. I have so hot killing spree saves animals. It's perfect.
The first one is going to the Third Kingdom, which is Queen Kayla's kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So that was wonderful. They're trying to attack him. He's just rotten everything.
I hear the bowstring snap, the arrows cutting through the air with faint whistles. My fey instincts surge. In a split second, I turn, plucking the first arrow out of the air like a feather caught in the wind. I dodge the other three, two of them slicing past me and hitting one of the guards instead, the last lodging into the crack of the castle wall. I don't know why. I just was like... Ugh.
Well, yeah, because he's trying to negotiate with the other advisor, whoever he was talking to at the time, and then they let the arrows go, and he's just like...
Yeah.
And then just like, what?
Right. It's like Jason Statham.
It was very movie, Jason Statham, yeah.
And just like so casually, just like... Mm-mm.
Now what?
Yeah.
And then that's when Manu comes out. So, this scene, and I guess later scenes of Manu...
Mm-hmm.
It did make me think of whether he might... Oh my God, am I doing another prediction? Look at me. If later, maybe he might be a help.
Yes.
Because we do get a lot within the first half of this book
mm-hmm.
of he's 100% with Kayla blindly.
Yeah.
But maybe something will arise where he might waver. Because we do know if it was just up to him and Kayla didn't exist, he would probably be on Auren's side.
Yeah.
It's just... He's dedicated to her. So what will happen?
And I think Osric does say something to him kind of about that when they have their conversation.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, all of the conversation I've heard combined.
Yeah.
It does make me think that maybe...
Like, I don't 100% hate him.
No, because you do... And he does explain later that the reason that he is 100% blindly, like, dedicated to Kayla is because he feels so horrible about having her marry a horrible man.
Yes, and that he was kind of, I guess he wasn't allowed to rule because he didn't have magic, and then he decided to marry a man. So it's like, you let your family down doing that, and Kayla's been the only one that supported you, and then she had to marry this awful man.
And then you didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we hear more of that backstory, so it starts to make sense. But yeah, it does make me wonder.
Okay, I just want to say another line, not from this part.
What part?
I think it's when he's in the harbor, maybe.
Okay, so that's
and there's just some
next.
like random man peeing, and he like wants to kill him because he's in that like district.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, like Auren wouldn't want me to. So he's like, so instead of letting my sizzling magic release on him, I lean forward and whisper in a cruel taunt, "Run." So good.
He's scary.
He has like the best little villain lines. I didn't write down like half the lines I wanted to. I was like, I need to calm down.
So he obviously terrorizes Durfort Harbor, where Auren was from. And then I think a big scene is Queen Isolde. Isolde. Okay, Isolde.
Isolde.
Hey, Queen Isolde. Jesus. This whole scene, right?
So happy.
He really gets his revenge. That pain power does not work on our Commander Rip.
Mm-mm.
He brings her to her matrons, the Guardians of the Temperance, who are like, fuck you, we know what you have been doing to us.
Yep.
And he says, the thing about forced devout are punishments doled out by the pious is that followers eventually realize that their enduring isn't for the gods at all. Your highly dedicated matrons are festering with resentment, bitterness, and hate. All they need is an opening, and they'll jump at the chance to get it. So
They did.
Yes, and I think this speaks to what I talked about last time, right? Where it's like, is this about the religion, or is this about you wanting power?
Yeah.
Because they are seeing that, oh, you're not following these practices. You're in bed.
Yeah.
You're not doing these things. You're being very extreme and very harsh. I don't think that you are a representation of what you claim to teach.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was such like a small character, but such like just a big.
It's impactful, for sure.
I do just have another one here that I just enjoyed. As they're doing it, because he says you're not allowed to use your pain things on them. And she does, and he says, now that wasn't very nice, was it? Your fellow matron is simply cleansing your soul. You have no right to punish her with your power. She says, my soul needs no cleansing. And he says, lying is a sin, Queen Isolde. And I shove her head back beneath the water.
You just want to share the violence with us?
I sure do.
Do you know what was the worst? And I know that there's a lot of violence in this scene, but I did have a visceral reaction when the water was being described, when she was going into the tub.
Oh, because it was like not hot but not cold.
Yes.
Like on that like in between line.
Yes. It says, the water is tepid, neither warm enough to be relaxing or cool enough to be refreshing.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there's a lot of violence, but that was like the most disturbing to me because I feel like I have had this reaction, and whether your water's not working or just like you waited too long to get in the bath and it's just, or you've just been in the bath too long. I mean,
yeah,
this is not a fun temperature.
No, it's not.
Yeah, forget the scrubbing. The temperature of the water.
Temperature, it's torture.
That really did it for me. That was it. Anyway, she betrays her husband and they all die.
Yep. I love how she does that to him. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
You'll let me live though, right?
She's a
ding dong, the witch is dead.
That's a real villain.
Yes. 100%.
So he moves on to destroying the dew. Like, I just love how he's going down the list. He's just in pain, so he's like, who has ever hurt Auren ever? I'm just gonna go But okay.
I love him, like, he pays attention to details and everything that she has said. True. And even when Oz finds out, like, where he's gone, like, where Judd says it, and he goes through, he's like, oh, right, that's like, from this and this, and Auren's like they all know and, like, remember those types of things.
They care.
Yeah. And how even, like, the horse that she talked about that she never saw.
He went and got back the horse. He got back...
She told me about that horse one time. I'm getting that back.
The horse that was when she traveled from Highbell.
Yeah.
And then the Red Raids took, and she loved that horse.
Give it to go kill people for that horse.
Yeah. Anyway, when he went to go visit the commanders, I don't know why, I was, like, alone in quiet, reading this part, and I was laughing. I don't know why. It's just like an insignificant part.
I was wondering, I was like, I don't even have anything about this.
So stupid. You got no authority here. Your king wants to drug because he can't get laid with it. That's a problem. He'll have to put in an order with the red rays like everyone else. Anyway, I was doing that voice in my head, and I was laughing to myself.
Okay, well, with that voice, it is very entertaining.
I don't think that's where they're all from, but that was just how I internalized it. Anyway.
That's fair. Okay, well, I'm going to say one that I enjoyed.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is when he goes for Captain Quarter after that part.
Uh-huh.
He says to him, go by quarry here. I don't know why I did Southern. Can you just do your voice for that?
I don't know what you're saying.
Go by quarry here.
Go by quarry?
Like Quarrry.
Is that a name?
Yeah, because he's Captain Quarter.
Go by quarry here.
I don't care if you go by dickhead. You'll answer to me.
Sorry, do you have something else? I was just going to say Slade is rotting.
Oh, and Digby punches him.
Oh, yeah, Digby's really mad.
Digby's just really sad that there's no one there to protect Auren.
Yeah.
And obviously Slade feels the same way. But he lets him punch him, which I thought was actually really nice.
I feel like it's like the same thing when Auren was trying to like have sex with Slade when she was like mad at herself. It's just like this like
yeah,
not mutilation, but like self-punishment.
Yeah. Riot got a makeover.
Did he?
Yeah, his head is shaved.
Oh yeah,
beard,
because he's no longer.
And he just says he looks more like himself, and I was like, yeah.
And also,
Riot.
I do feel like Riot was really nice.
I have that. I'm like, he takes care of him. For like, I feel like
now
Slade
that they're letting
always...
him be himself, he is like the advisor to Slade. He's like, hey man, this is it, and he's not being a meanie.
Yeah,
he's
like I haven't seen you like this.
Yeah.
Like this isn't your fault, even though you know he's so mad about everything.
Yeah, you're like, Riot, are you okay?
Yeah, and he makes him eat. Like he makes a bunch of food.
Yeah.
I wrote his little brother takes care of him because he's been taking care of everyone like his entire life.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah, loved it.
Do you want to do a little interlude and try the drink because you remade it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, please. Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah. I feel like it still tastes a little bit watered down to me. I don't know why, but still much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it would taste watered down. Maybe that's just like how...
But it could also be the type of rum. This was just what the recipe said. Okay, what are you gonna...
I still like it, though.
Yeah. Are we gonna rate it?
Yeah. I think I'd give it at least a 6, maybe more.
Yeah, I meant like a 6.5 or 7.
Like, I wonder it'd be like if we just did no ice and just did like a cold ginger beer and a little bit of rum.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the concept is... And I never thought I would like those things, but now I think I really like it.
Yeah,
I really like the combination with the lime wedge put in there.
It did say to like fill the glass with ice for this one,
which I think they're wrong.
Yeah, same. I feel like just the cold alcohol or ginger beer,
just pre-cold,
or just a cold glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't put ice in it because it does water it down, but the two flavors together
with the other lime,
I think is really good.
Me too.
I like it. Okay, now let's talk about the Malina and the assassin because we have things to say.
We do.
This is a biggie for me because we have been waiting a while with these books to say parts of Malina's story that we want to talk about, and I think there's going to be more.
There is, in the second half, I think there's a lot more that happens with her.
But she does evolve a lot in this first half, and I think as we get into the second half as well. And I think part of it is her relationship with the assassin.
Yes.
Who we come to know his name is Domic.
Yeah. Love the name.
So and you know what? I had just talked about tropes and how I didn't know if I was a fan of, the female lead who was like, oh, I'm poor and I'm going to teach this prince how to be more moral and kind.
Yeah.
Obviously that's like a thing and I still read those books. But I did notice in this where it was like, okay, Malina's with a man who maybe he's mean sometimes, but he is pushing her to be like, hey, notice your privilege.
Yeah, you need to take responsibility for your actions.
Right. You are not, even though you were born to broils and you had no choice, you were also not a victim. So, like, take the reins. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. He really, pushes her to, like, see that, stop playing the victim constantly and how none of this is your fault and you didn't make any of these choices. Like, you did.
Yeah, and I think I would hate this storyline more if I didn't believe that he's also like, you're better than this.
Yeah.
Right? Because there is a difference.
Yeah, he's not just being mean.
Yeah, there is a storyline where it would have happened where he's just like, you're the worst, and I'm gonna use you and eventually kill you.
Yeah.
Obviously, didn't assassinate her, so he's keeping her alive, and he is like, I'm gonna believe the best in you and hope that you can do better, and then slowly is like, oh.
Yeah.
But we do get more of that from Malina, where she's like, oh.
It's like, why do I have these feelings? What is happening?
And we do get the repetitive line of her saying, I don't dislike it.
Yes, a lot.
And in my head, I was like, what is happening? They're both just so mean to each other.
Yeah.
But what is...
But they love it.
But is this hot?
It is. It is.
Okay, this is hot, I guess.
Yeah.
What?
They're just threatening to, like, murder me, but I'm not mad about it. One party said, is that what you'd like, for me to finish you?
Right, and she
obviously by the tone, like, he doesn't mean, like, murder.
But she thinks, as he says it, like, oh, he means, like, kill me and do me, and she's like, okay.
So I'm super into it.
She's like, why am I turned on?
Yeah.
That's actually so funny.
Yeah, they hold knives to each other's throats at one point.
Okay, let's do the other quote.
Okay, I wasn't even looking.
I'm a queen.
You're not a queen until someone willingly bows at your feet.
Then get on your feet. Sorry. Then get on your knees, assassin, and bow.
If I get on my knees, it'll be for an entirely different sort of devotion that would have nothing to do with you being a queen. Ooh.
He's just so unexpected. I like him.
So unexpected, and I absolutely adore it.
Okay, so the other part of Malina's story, when she meets the King Tyac Carrick, who is the king of Anwin.
Yes.
So we're not going to cast him today. We're going to cast him next time. But I don't know why he's making more of a significant impact this time that I'm reading around, but I was just going to say I like him. But I'm like, I feel like he might be really hot too. Is this me just reading the book different? He is a real villain. He's a real villain.
Yeah, he is.
He's not nice. Sorry. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. But he is... Okay, I'm just going to read the quote.
Yep, you do it.
She says, I'm not terrified of him anymore. He's a bully trying to humiliate me into submission. It doesn't matter if he's a fae or Auren or god or devil. He's just another arrogant man wearing a crown, and I've dealt with plenty of those.
I mean, good for you.
But this is where Malina is on the upsurge. So when people read these books, in the first few books at least, maybe the third, people are like, why are we getting her POV? Yeah. Why do we care? She's the worst. On? But this is the upsurge of the Malina effect, where we see her go, oh, I'm more than this.
Yeah.
But I think we do see more as time goes on, where Malina starts to see the bigger effect of her privilege and her empathy on other people.
Yes, like she still had that men view, which is not bad because she's right in that.
She's right.
But then understanding, okay, even though I've had those experiences, I also have not done good things.
But it allows us to take in those experiences with the king in a much different way, because we start to see her being more empathetic towards other people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really love that. And then she does a really epic exit.
I also loved that. Okay, so as she's leaving, says, So something about you forgot, I think she says to him, but there's something you don't realize or something along the lines. And I felt like that was a good lead into. But she says, stone has rifts and crevices, weaknesses. It may look invincible and strong, but the cold can exploit those things. Moisture delves into those cracks and fissures, and when it freezes, it ruins. Stone can't withstand it forever. In the end, cold will always win out. Imagine just coming up with that off the top of your head.
That, exactly. I don't know what I would say. I'd be like, you're mean.
You're
suck. Mean. And
throw my shoe at him.
And then I would cry. You're a meanie. Anyway, there's this really dark end to this part 1, which is Malina and Dominic coming to the village where everyone's slaughtered. But it's also a really epic scene because Malina is like trying to honor the dead, and she is doing all of this work to help them. And I think it is a turning point for Dominic as well, where he starts to see, okay, maybe there's something being, and this is me, and I'm sorry, Dominic, if I'm putting words in your mouth, but it did seem like he's starting to see, like, oh, there's just part of her that is being untethered that maybe she has not been able to tap into, considering the people she has been surrounded by. And so it's a really tragic and traumatic and awful scene, but also a really crucial one for her.
And I think just the two of them opening up with each other when they stop their silent treatment.
And Dominic is like, he's really into the cat and mouse chase, and he's like,
and he like fully admits it.
He does. He says it to her, and she's like, I don't like you. And she's like, so hot and sweaty. She's like, no.
Yeah. Oh, this is
right, it's like someone eats a hot pepper, and they're like, it's not hot.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're sweating aggressively, and they're like, no.
Lies. I do also like, well, I don't like, I hate it at the same time, because he always has his hood up, and she like pulls it down, and he's like, are you having a good stare? And he's like, that's why I keep the hood on. That's why people call me Hood. They're not very inventive. And she says, oh, shut up. I already told you. I liked looking at you, not staring, I'm gazing. And this is when he like says what his name is and everything, but just kind of finding out that he very much has that insecurity, like with his looks, and her kind of repeatedly telling him, even though they're like fighting half the time and trying to pretend to kill each other, she still is very much, no, like, I very much enjoy looking at you, and
oh my god, it's so hot, and he's so vulnerable,
right? And he's just like, that's what they used to call me, because he has,
and she's like, yeah, you're hot, shut up.
Yeah. Vitiligo?
Yes.
Vitiligo? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, like, I don't give a shit, but you could tell how sensitive he is about it. And also, another great nickname.
What?
Queenie.
Oh, yeah.
I love the name Queenie.
Yeah, because it's also like, he's like, I don't care. Okay, let's move on to, let's do a couple of tidbits about the Volman Dirunia.
Which means Dawn's bird. Turley symbol.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Volman Dirunia. So we meet Wick.
Yes, we do.
He is a leader, and Auren has a few qualms because he keeps wanting to use her as the symbol of the movement, and so eventually she does go with them after Nanette dies, and she's like, cool, okay, fine, I'll give this a go.
And even their first meeting, she's very honest about, like, I
she's
just
like,
got
I've
here.
been used, and now you just are asking me to, yeah. So then she finally agrees, and then he does it again. So
it was like, really, I was very upset for her in this moment. When they, like, go and he's like, oh, put your hood on. So her, like, shields are up. Like, she's like, oh, there's, like, danger here. But then he just wanted this big reveal that...
Oh, I saw that coming again, and I was so angry with it.
Yeah.
If you ever use me like that again without asking me first, you will regret it.
Funny. That sounded like a threat.
Oh, good. Your ears are working then. And then later on, she says, I'm not a tool, Wick. I'm not just going to stand still and look golden so that the Volman will line up behind you. If you want my help, then you will fucking ask me for it.
That's right.
Oh.
I do love how much she stands up for herself, though,
she
now.
She has a lot more confidence, for sure. So that's her relationship with Wick, and obviously there will be more.
Yeah, but it does even, like, as we get kind of to the end of this first part, when he warns her about what village they're going to, he's like, I just want to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
So he does take it in and listen. Obviously, there's still like a little bit of friction there with him, but at least he did take that in. But that part was just really annoying on his part. Like, you could have given her a heads up.
And I guess that's it. Like, other than like she meets Emily, who is her new friend, which is really nice that she actually meets a new friend, which it kind of reminds us of
She's
Lou,
so fun.
or at least reminded me of like Lou a little bit, where it's just like accepts you for who you are and doesn't like treat you that you're.
And she seems just really like eccentric and fun.
Yeah, I want to be her.
Right?
Yeah.
I love how she's just honest. Like, I'm gonna win you over with a bath so we can be friends.
Yes. Here's some soap.
Right?
Okay, so the very, very last part is just to touch on Osric and Risa, because we know that she was stabbed and she's getting better, and there isn't much
she's getting better, and then she's getting worse. Where it looks like she's gonna die.
There's not much to say, just like Osric is mad.
Yeah.
And he is taking it out on Manu.
Yeah.
And that's all we know right now.
I like when he finds out what like Slade's doing, and it like he's just like, I'm proud. He's letting us know or something like that.
He's such a good friend.
Right? Because he's showing both his forms, he found out.
Oh.
And what he's going to do, like when we were referencing the places he was going to, and it was just like, I'm proud of him for doing that. And then I also did notice, because
this is like real men friendship,
right?
Real male friendship.
So good.
Okay, Osric for life.
Oh my god, yes. Casting call. Gold, part 1.
Job. Let's start with the assassin, because I know that you had complained to the boss that we had left the assassin for too long.
Yes, we did. So casting him. Okay, I don't want to mess up how I'm saying it.
What?
Is it vitiligo?
Yeah.
I'm saying that right? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I am very interested in who you decided.
Vitiligo. So the only thing is, with the vitiligo, it would be obviously preferable to cast someone who actually has it. There was not a lot of options.
Yeah.
So I do have 2. I have who I was like picturing when I was reading it, but I was also picturing him with that.
Yeah.
And then when I started to do like some searching. So Daniel Kaluuya. Kaluuya? Do you know who that is? No. He's in Get Out. He's an Oscar winner. And Black Panther.
Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah. So that's who I was kind of picturing reading the books. But then I also have, once I searched more, I think he's a model, Curtis McDaniel, and he has it, but I'm just like,
I mean, yeah, if you're doing a show.
Very, very good looking, by the way.
Find the Vitiligo Kings. Yes.
He's very cute. Everyone, please look him up.
I don't care if he's not an actor. You make him an actor.
I mean, he might be in some stuff. I feel like he looks like he could be.
Mine is Jonathan Majors. Do you know who he is? Maybe once I show you probably know who he is.
Didn't he get arrested for abusing his girlfriend?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Jonathan!
I know. Yeah, he got, because he was, King in the Marvel movies. And then he got...
I don't watch the Marvel movies.
Well, it was like such a big role.
Okay, I retract mine.
I was very upset when I found out about that, when he got arrested and then charged with that. Because I loved him. And I loved him in so many things. And
I hadn't seen him in
Creed 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really did enjoy him. And he actually would have been perfect for that.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so I do
you're
back
not
you
allowed,
up on that.
Jonathan.
But yeah, he can't be cast. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, I guess you win this one. Okay, well, let's go to Nanette.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Mine is...
She's been arrested?
Mine is Kathy Bates.
Oh, yeah. She's a firecracker, that one.
Yeah. And she's like 78.
Just insane.
Yeah.
She's still acting her ass off. Judi Dench.
Yep. No, she would be good as well.
Right.
She would do it. Okay. Estelia.
I have Amanda Stenberg.
Who is my Violet Sorrengal.
Oh my god.
You keep casting my Casting my fourth wing people. Okay, say that again.
I feel like in my mind, I picture her in a few different things. Like when I'm reading books, because I do really like her.
You did one that was age appropriate. Mine is Journey Smollett.
Oh! Yeah, I could see her doing that. I mean, she's older now. Was in Full
House and The Great Debaters. But she's also the same age as the person I cast for Thursil. So I was just like, okay, no, it's fine.
Yeah. Who do you have for Thursil?
You're going to like this one. Wyatt Russell.
Yes! Oh, he's such a good one for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I also just thought that Wyatt Russell and Journey Smollett were a cute couple.
They would be a really cute couple. Oh, they would be really cute as that duo. I'm cast, which I've already cast him, and I just feel like I see him as Callum Turner again.
Callum, remind me. Sorry.
Newt's brother in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's who I.
No, that would make sense.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a.
I feel like
Thursil's
like a. What's the word? Why can't I think of it?
I think he's like an English boy.
Yeah,
or something.
Or like someone who's like Swedish or Norwegian.
Yes.
Or like whatever, and is but like not fit.
That's no, just like a. I also have him. I see him in a lot of. It's so weird, just randomly him. But Divine Rivals, he's my main person.
That's a good choice for Divine Rivals, for sure. I have someone else who I feel like is a good one for Divine Rivals.
But I'm like, I realized I was like, I picture him a lot. Oh, but I'm really excited about the Wyatt Russell choice. They would make a really cute couple. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they could actually be that old.
Yeah, we don't get their age. And I guess they're Fae, so, you know. MVP! Do you want to go first or second?
I feel like it's really obvious choice.
Okay, then you go first. So that I can give you my second.
Okay. Nanette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would be blasphemy to not give it to her.
Yeah.
She's right there when Auren falls.
Yeah.
It's like, I will take you in, even though I could be murdered for it.
Yeah. Winner. She stood up for what she believed in, and
did not give a shit.
She's who I want to be now and at the end of my life.
I feel like she's like just 100% like, this is what I believe in. This is who I am. I'm not going to change or do anything differently. Team Nanette.
Love her. Okay, so my second MVP other than Nanette is Malina.
Oh, yeah.
She did so much growing just in this first part, and I think that will obviously keep going into the second part of Gold.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love how she's forced into these situations where she is seeing how she, I don't know, can be a better person, or like see how she's not just a victim, like she can have more control over her life while also giving some credit to what she's been through. Like, you weren't just a victim, right? Like, you obviously are a victim of your circumstances where, like, you're a woman, you don't have magic, and you weren't allowed
and there
to,
was,
like,
I think, like a lot of things that she brought up, especially like
that are valid. Yes, but now you meet this man and you had everything taken away, and so you're forced in these circumstances where you have to like really look at yourself. And so I love that she's having to do that, even though that's like super difficult.
Well, she could have just stayed in the jail little cell that she had.
Yeah.
And just been like bitter about it or done whatever they wanted.
Or gotten revenge in some other way.
Another thing I also want to point out, they talk about the village. And then they're kind of just saying, like, how did they even realize to come over here? Like, this is out of their way. They didn't need to come here. And then she realizes Pruin, that he would have known about the village to do it. And her just kind of learning that that was him.
Oh my God, another prediction. Are we a prediction podcast?
No, that's literally, she says that though.
I know, but is she going
to kill him?
Yeah, is there going to be like an epic scene where she gets to kill him?
I hope so.
Wow.
Something has to happen with those two.
Look at us. Change our podcast description now.
We are just psychic.
We are just, like, this is me typing because we're not on video. We're just two smart ladies thinking up theories. Yeah. We will connect the dots before you even read the books.
Yay. You don't even need to read Goldfinch. We're going to tell you what happens.
We're going to let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into Gold Part 2 next time, so...
Stick around.
Okay. Toodaloo.
Goodbye. It's very formal. Goodbye. Oh no. Oh no.